Hey there. Welcome to the podcast of Highways and Byways. It's a podcast about Texas. I'm your host, Chris Carlisle. I went to the Temple Railroad and Heritage Museum last weekend, and here's some thoughts I recorded as I walked through the museum. I'm at the Temple Railroad and Heritage Museum, and one of the features they had this week is a display about author Ernest Hemingway's appearance in comic books. Ernest Hemingway was one of the most influential and famous authors of the 20th century. Mr. Hemingway liked to wear bulky turtleneck sweaters, and a lot of comic book artists have adapted that style. The city of Temple was built around the railroad by railroads like the Santa Fe. Lanterns were used by railroad engineers and brakemen as a way to signal instructions to others at night. Outside the museum, they have some old cabooses and an old locomotive, the 2301. It's still an active station as Amtrak runs daily. Yeah, you probably heard a train on there earlier. It's in downtown Temple, right next to the Whistle Stop playground, and also next to the Temple ISD building. Speaking of Temple School District, they're partnering with Meta to offer more STEM programs. By the way, Meta, which owns Facebook, is building a data center in Temple, which should be almost done, at least by the end of the year. They had an anime festival at Temple Mall last weekend. They had Asian food, anime artwork, sumo wrestling, cosplay contests, and about 50 food and craft vendors. It was called the Otaku Food Festival. There was also some grape stomping at the Three Texans Winery and Vineyard in West Temple last week, where folks got to stumble on some grapes, like on I Love Lucy. I think there's an episode where Lucy did that, or some. I know she and Ethel. There was a episode where she and Ethel got a job making candy, or trying to make candy. And there was the episode where she was doing the commercial for Vita Mita Vegemin. It's so tasty, just like candy. Alright, the Post Oak Savannah Water District got a $30,000 grant from the state. It's to help farmers buy and install, farmers who live in the district, by the way, buy and install new irrigation flow meters or upgrade existing ones they have. The district requires farmers to report their water use each year, but flow meters aren't required. The meters can be game changers for on-farm management, which gives farmers more accurate data for water use for more control over irrigation, according to the Texas Water Development Board. A new museum just opened at Fort Cavazos. It's called the National Mounted Warrior Museum, which is basically dedicated to those who were in the cavalry, going back from the era of the horses to tanks. Speaking of Fort Cavazos, there was a homecoming for 200 soldiers of the 3rd Cav Regiment. They came back Wednesday at Cooper Field, where they were met by family and friends. Additional flights of 3rd Cav troops will be returning to Texas throughout the next month, with the command team coming back in October. Deputy Commander Brigadier General Robert Bourne kept his remarks brief, saying that he was the only thing standing between the families and their troopers. He also thanked the family members present, adding that the regiment couldn't have accomplished its overseas mission without their support and their love. A Temple STEM teacher received an award from Project Lead the Way, which is a nonprofit that serves pre-kindergarten to 12th grade students and teachers across the nation. Maribeth Brown, who is a STEM teacher at Travis Science Academy in Temple, was an outstanding teacher award recipient. Ms. Brown is one of just 103 teachers to earn the recognition this year for her ability to inspire and empower student experience, transform teaching, and expand access to Project Lead the Way programs and their respective curriculums. She has been with the Temple School District for 12 years. She's been a teacher for 22 years. Congratulations. By the way, they say that new museum at Fort Cavazos is supposed to be an economic benefit for the Central Texas area. Country singer Miranda Lambert has a new album out called Postcards from Texas. It's described as a joyful road trip across the Lone Star State. She's from Texas. Let's see here. Miranda's from Longview. In other news around Texas, a mountain of garbage at an apartment in San Antonio got cleaned up after residents complained. The United Way in Dallas opened its doors for students at a STEM Fest. A woman in Austin lost thousands in a scam. The FBI said that scams on the elderly are on the rise. My mother had dealt with scammers about her credit card. I've seen videos on YouTube where people actually call scammers and hack their computers. UT Health in Houston got $3.5 million from TARCC for Alzheimer's research. A woman in Houston got arrested for doing dental work in her home. They had an earthquake in Texas, in West Texas, near Midland, on Monday. Actor Matthew McConaughey, all right, is going to headline the 2024 Texas Book Festival in Austin on November 17th. They're having a barbecue fest near San Antonio. They got pitmasters from around the world coming in. Okay, next. The story of the Batina Ghost Town. Did I say Batina? I mean Bonina. No, there is a ghost town called Batina, but this is about Bonina, Texas, which was a town in southeastern San Augustine County, 20 miles southeast of San Augustine. The first post office in the area was Ashton, and it opened in 1871. The name was changed to Bournes Mills in 1874. 10 years later, Bournes Mills had approximately 100 residents, 3 cotton gin grist mill combinations, and a blacksmith shop. The name of the town was changed to Bonina in 1889. It had 30 inhabitants, a Methodist and a Baptist church in 1896. The population was 25 in 1914, and the post office closed in 1920. By the 1940s, Bonina no longer appeared on state highway maps. That's from Wikipedia. For more information about Benina, you can check out the Handbook of Texas online at www.tshaonline.org/handbook/online/articles/HRBAE. The Killeen School District hired a new deputy superintendent. The new deputy superintendent is Terry Osborne. She replaces Jennifer Ellis, who retired in July for health reasons. Ms. Ellison was hired in July 2023. As of Wednesday, a pipeline fire in Houston has subsided but was continuing to burn. Here's some news of other years from September 18th, 1994. The Temple Garden Club organized a traditional potpourri in preparation for the forthcoming bazaar. In 2004, the Temple of Belton Community Bible Study co-ed class was to meet on Mondays in the old sanctuary First Baptist Church in Belton. And in 2014, the Central Texas Area Model Railroaders were holding the 32nd Annual Model Train Show at the Frank W. Mayburn Convention Center in Temple. And farm news, AgriLife researchers at Texas A&M have identified an approach to minimize loss of nitrogen in crops. And also, the corn production in Texas is continuing its challenging cycle. There's going to be a tractor show in Temple on Saturday, October 5th at 1717 Everhart Road in Temple. It costs $10. That has a tractor pull and a parade, a flea market, arts and crafts, food trucks, and more. The permits for utility vehicles are $15, but no four-wheelers are allowed. There's going to be a special appearance by the American Truck Historical Society. Feed My Sheep, a Christ-centered, volunteer-driven nonprofit organization in Temple, has a program called Sunrise, which offers a ray of hope for residents who are struggling with mental health issues. Their classes are on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or all week basically, Monday through Saturday. Dealing with everything from domestic violence, mind and body therapy, anger management, anxiety and depression, PTSD, job skills. There's a meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous, and also Bible studies. Let's see here. Before I go, here's a look at today's Bible verse. It's from the John chapter 4, verse 2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. Well, thank you for checking out my podcast. Hope you could understand what I was saying. My name is Chris Carlisle, and I am here each week. At this time, be sure to hit the download button, leave a like and a rating, and I'll see you next time.